Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special edition of, I guess we're going to call this Monday Night WrestleCast, since we're actually recording on Monday night. But yes, I'm your host, Richard Billy Jr., and tonight I'm joined by Mr. Adam Vale. How's it going, Adam?
Hey, what's up, people? Yeah, man, E3, Rich was out there doing his thing, and then, I'm a dad. I reproduced, so I had a bunch of obligations this weekend, and so it's like, yeah, man, it just like threw a bunch of wrenches in, and then of course we got Money in the Bank, NXT, all this craziness. So it's like, how do you find all the time? So it's like, all right, let's just try to squeeze it in Monday. And we were going to do this earlier, and we had technical difficulties. So.
Yeah, we did have technical difficulties. I want to give a shout out to Gary Swaby, who will be listening to this later. We definitely will talk about this afterward, so we don't have these issues in the future.
Yeah.
All right. We're also joined by Miss Dana Abercrombie. How's it going, Dana?
Hi, I'm doing all right. I have no children. Yay. No
But don't you have a pet? Don't you have something you take care of, right? You have a dog or something.
I have a cat.
You have a cat. There you go. So if you don't feed that thing, it just dies or it eats you as you sleep. You know what? Forget it. Let's move on.
Self-sufficient.
Uh-oh. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so as Adam already said, there was a lot of news that went down over the last few days, and I would also say last week as well. So we're going to just go ahead and jump right into the news. So Dana, the floor is yours, but Adam, you can cue the music first.
All right. To the running man.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're going to get into this very quickly. As you guys already know by now, the phenomenal AJ Styles has been selected to be the cover athlete for the WWE 2K19. Yay! The game will be released for PS4, Xbox One, and PC on October 9th. However, customers who pre-order can get it on October 5th. This year, the WWE has decided to have a worldwide marketing campaign called Never Say Never. As the hardcore gamer and ambassador of everything that means never say never in both his professional and personal life, AJ Styles says that it is a dream come true to be selected as the WWE 2K19 cover superstar. And it will have from Seth Rollins, which from last year, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, John Cena, Stone Cold, Steve Austin, and Brock Lesnar. He says he is honored to join the incredible list of past WWE 2K superstars, and he's going to put his own unique stamp on the franchise, whatever that means. Now,
No, I said, and then when he was in the back, a fan ran up to him and was like, "Oh man, congrats on the cover of the game." What cover? What game? I just read this press thing. That's not me. I don't care. Yeah, whatever. They're paying me.
Yeah. Now, they're also announcing a WWE 2K19 $1 million challenge. And he says that it will be nothing short of phenomenal. Now, to break down this challenge, it's a bit weird. Now, they said that the challenge is basically like a new fan initiative, and that the contest is open to anyone who purchases the game. And fans will go online to compete for a chance to challenge AJ Styles one-on-one. There's no details as to what this means.
This is a damn Willy Wonka golden ticket type of scam. Yeah, go ahead, get this, buy it, jump on in. Hey, you could win $1 million. They're trying anything they can if we can get this into people's hands. No thanks.
Yeah.
I just like to make a quick comment. I respect AJ Styles. I did not follow his career as closely when he was in TNA. But I am glad that he came to WWE. I'm glad that they have called him the Phenomenal One. But his affiliation with this game and the fact that we are talking about it's going to be phenomenal, I feel very bad for him when this game does horrible. How he will be perceived by the fans. The fans, maybe he's going to the ring, maybe he's going to the arenas doing matchups. Fans will catch him on his way to the arena complaining, "Hey, why haven't they fixed this in WWE 2K19? I hope he is prepared for that, because again, AJ is a gamer. So it's smart to have him as the guy, but they have to have a very good product for this to actually matter at the end of the day.
Did you hear about? Well, there was Kofi Kingston. He was on, I forgot what show he was talking about, because he's got his up, down, and all that stuff. And he was talking to them about if whoever it was he was talking to, and they asked him like, "Oh, what do the wrestlers play on the road? We know they play a lot of games." Yeah, and you know what the #1 game is they play? UFC. They don't even play the WWE games. They play the UFC game. And of course, Seth Rollins, we all saw in his special when he was recovering, he's all about games, but he's all about Madden. He's a big football guy, so he plays Madden. So there's plenty of gamers there, but nobody plays this damn WWE game. You never hear about it.
Absolutely.
It's just not on par. So I don't think he gives a shit. I'm sure he played it, and whatever. It's sad, but it is what it is, because it just keeps spitting them out. Next year, it'll probably be Braun Strowman. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I think so. Provided everything goes well with Strowman as the Money in the Bank guy. We'll see. But go ahead, Dana. Continue.
All right. So here's how the challenge is going to work. The chance to challenge AJ Styles one-on-one in a game that no one wants to play. Now, first you have to beat a to-be announced new mode in the game. So they didn't name the mode yet, but you have to beat that mode. Then you submit a winning promotional video that shows why you will beat AJ Styles in the game, or in person. Then you will make it to the semifinal rounds of the competition and beat the other 3 semifinalists in WWE 2K19. Then as a finalist, you will compete one-on-one in 2K19 against AJ Styles and defeat him to win, you guys are ready? $1 million. So that's why it's called the $1 Million Challenge. Yay, because they need those sales, people.
Yeah, no, I call shenanigans and all of this.
They definitely need those sales, but man, October is going to be a crazy month with a lot of other games.
Exactly. So. There's actually no reason. People are like, oh, well, it's the only wrestling. We'll have Fire Pro out by then.
I'm sorry, I'm getting.
Oh yeah, hello. but with that said, I definitely do plan on picking up WWE 2K19.
As a coaster, what you gonna play?
Wow, cold-blooded.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna definitely try it out, but I don't have any faith that this game is going to deliver. We'll see what happens.
Wait, but there's more. I know you guys are excited to hear more, though. Okay, there's the deluxe and the collector's editions. Okay, now players who purchase the deluxe edition, available in both physical and digital varieties at participating realtors, will receive early access to the game, okay? And in-game bonuses beginning 4 whole days earlier. Yay!
Same like last year.
Wait, but it includes the following items: a copy of the video game with the deluxe edition packaging, access to the 2K19 Season Pass digital content, which is going to be announced in the summer.
Nope.
Access to 2K19 pre-order bonus digital content, which is going to be released in the summer. Access to the 2K19 Collector's Edition digital content, which will be detailed in the summer. Yay!
Nope.
Now,
nope.
Wait. Players who purchase the Collector's Edition, okay, will also receive early access to their game. Remember, 4 extra days early. Excitement, bubbling. But you'll also get the video game with the deluxe edition packaging. Okay. Then you'll also get the 2K19 digital pass content and the bonus digital content. You're getting basically the same stuff.
Just bored the shit out of me. None of this makes any sense.
But you're gonna get premium.
You just said it yourself that more details in the summer. Then why are they even announcing this shit? Why should anybody put their money down not knowing what they're getting? I thought we learned from this, or they would have learned from this, especially what happened with Batman. Remember when Batman tried to do that? Pay $50 for the season pass. What's in it? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know what? I do remember that. I'll make a quick comment, then I'm gonna let Dana, because I know Dana was still talking. I will just say this. Yeah, the the reason why they did this, I mean, they also like I think about a little over a week ago, they announced that LeBron James is the cover athlete for NBA 2K19, and then they announced nothing else. So this is 2K's, they just want to let people know the games are coming, but we don't have any details for you yet. So I guess that's why they did this. But yeah, go ahead, Dana.
But this is still to take pre-orders, right?
Yes, you can do your pre-orders.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I think it's BS, because it's like, give us your money. What do you get? We don't know yet. You'll find out later.
You get premium packaging, exclusive rare physical collectibles, exclusive physical rare ones. I got a couple. They're not that
Unless
great.
it's the mat. Do you remember when they did that with a WrestleMania, where they actually cut pieces of the ring, the mat, and they put that in the package? And then they came with a signed card of Hulk Hogan. They never did that shit again.
They could bring that back. That's the exclusive and the rare part about everything.
There you go. You are so hyped on it. Can't wait till you get your copy.
But wait, there's more. Limited edition WWE Supercard content. Yay!
What the hell is that? Is that a cartoon?
Oh dear.
Exactly. No one plays Supercard anymore. It's just been out for years.
It's a mobile game. I'm telling you.
I know what it is. It's playing War. Remember War? It's like, my number's higher than your number. It's the same shit. My number's higher than your number. But it's still just cards. It's not as in depth like some of these other card games. Not like Magic the Gathering or anything.
The best one that they did have was the one that was kind of like the matching gyms. I forgot what it was.
Oh, the Candy Crush version. That
was enjoyable. And then like they would fight depending on your matches. Yeah, that was fun. Okay. In other news, please stop assaulting Paige. SmackDown General Manager Paige was allegedly assaulted following the Money in the Bank pay-per-view on Sunday in Chicago. Okay, she was leaving the arena premises, minding her own business, living her best life, when a passenger went up next to her near the seat.
She was the passenger.
She was the passenger. And then it was like, another passenger. But she was the passenger in the vehicle, minding her business, when basically she was pie-faced by a fan. Okay? And they started making derogatory remarks about her weight. And she put this on Instagram, and she wrote to the fan that decided to pie-face me through my car window and then tell me to lose some weight. You inspired me to keep being myself and eat whatever the F I want. Good luck with your karma. That's pretty poopy.
That's fucking crazy. But it just shows, that there's crazies out there, man.
There is. Stay safe, everyone. We done lost 2 rappers in one day.
What?
Yeah, there was. Yeah, you didn't know that? Two people
died. Wait, Tupac and what the hell? Tupac?
Oh no.
What 2 rappers? What are you talking about? Don't tell me this whole thing with Drake went too far. Don't tell me that.
No, there's a rapper called Extension. He was shot and killed in Miami. They walked up to him and shot him.
No extension there.
In his car. Yep.
In his car.
Minding his business, living his best life. Shot him dead. Cold. They have video of it.
They filmed it?
People nowadays with social media.
Well,
where?
There is a video of him in the car after he got shot, and that I don't think that video should be circulating all over the internet.
And who's the other guy?
Jimmy Wopo, WOPO. He was killed in a drive-by shooting down in Philadelphia today.
Wow.
They do drive-bys in Philly? Have you seen those streets?
Not Philly, in Pittsburgh. Sorry.
Oh.
Too many people.
There you go, Pittsburgh. Yep.
Wow. I didn't think that was a thing anymore. He's going after rappers for what? It's got to be some beef or something.
This is in the Hill District neighborhood. They shot him up. He's dead too. He was only 21.
Yeah, and Extension was only 20, so it's horrible all around.
Yeah.
Fucking what's it? Biggie and Tupac only 24, 25.
Yeah.
So it's young kids.
How to stay safe. This is awful. But yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, Happy was just a pie to the face for Paige. But anyway, there's a Dean Ambrose update. So you guys know he's been injured since 2017. He had surgery on his triceps. He had a tear. And basically, they're not confirming if he's returning, but he has been seen at the Performance Center. So fingers crossed for the Shield member we no longer remember.
Well, I'm pretty sure Ricky will not appreciate that comment when he listens back to this.
When he comes back, I've seen him. They showed a picture of him. He was at, I think, a hockey game or some kind of sporting event. He had a big ass beard, so maybe they'll repackage him and they'll do something else with him because he's a good guy. I mean, he's crazy. That was always his thing, even at CZW. He's very crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm sure he can come up with some cool ideas or something, and they could run with that. If he comes back, it's just a regular Dean Ambrose. It's just a continuation. It's like, I don't want that. Nobody wants that.
Well, we still got the Hardy Boys, so yeah, that'll happen.
But no, we don't. No, they let Matt get woken, so.
Hardy Boy.
No, he's doing his own. You know what? After this, I'm gonna watch that 24. I heard it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah. If you haven't seen it, you must watch WWE 24. They go deep into their drug addiction to the point where I didn't even know. They have home videos of them just high as a kite, and it's really scary. It's really frightening. It's so sad. There's a lot of TNA footage. There's like weird cross promotion where WWE has like started promoting the Global Force Network app to see all of their shows. So they couldn't get the library, but they can get the promotional footage, and they're just telling people to go on the app, not to watch TNA, but to go on the app.
Man, I'm telling you, there's something. There's always something for WWE. People are like, "Oh, WWE's working nice." No, there's a hidden agenda. Either they're trying to buy them, or they're putting stake in the company, and they're one of the investors in the product, or they're doing something. They definitely want that library, though. That's one thing. They definitely want it. So I'm sure there's something going on here. Some kind of back office deal.
Absolutely. And it's very scary what goes on in that documentary, because they are not supposed to be alive. The amount of drugs.
Shit. Do you remember when Matt Hardy used to post those videos when he wanted WWE to fire him? And he was all cracked out on YouTube. People were like, yo, he's in a character. He's doing a character. No, he was cracked out on.
They showed that too. They showed that. They showed Jeff Hardy drunk. They showed the Sting match.
That was nuts. I watched that because at the time I was big into Impact TNA, because I was like, oh wow, remember they were getting a lot of stars. A lot of guys were going over there, and we were seeing some interesting matchups. Rob Van Dam went over there, Christian went over there, which I found out Christian was actually sent as a gift.
Oh,
did you hear that? Yeah, it was Bruce Pritchard talked about it on his show, that when they had inducted Ric Flair into the Hall of Fame when he was part of the Four Horsemen. Remember, he wasn't part of WWE at the time. He was with TNA at the time.
Yeah.
So they worked out a deal. They're like, all right, listen, we want to induct the Four Horsemen. He's part of it. Can we work some kind of deal out? And so what's her name? I'm throwing Dixie Carter. She talked about it with Bruce Pritchard, because at the time Bruce Pritchard was over at an Impact, and they worked out a deal. They're like, send us somebody. They're like, we send you somebody, you send us somebody, and they sent Christian. And that's how that whole thing popped up. I was like, wow, see? Just when you think you've heard it all, you got freaking wrestler swaps.
Yeah, indeed. So that's good news, because we all know that they're trying to get New Japan Pro.
Well, that's going to be interesting, because it's like, well, we'll get into it. Keep going with the news.
Okay, so big news is also that we are getting a brand new NXT UK. So, yay. Okay, so this is what happened. On Monday, right? Triple H came on, and he was like, oh, we're getting NXT is getting its own UK title tournament brand. So we have the UK title tournament, which is already taping, right? On Monday. So then he announced that the NXT UK will showcase the wrestlers' top talent in the UK and in Ireland. And it's going to have 3 championship titles being up for grabs. Okay, now in addition to the UK title, currently held by Pete Dunne, the UK Tag Team Championship and the UK Women's Championship will also be featured on the new series. So he went on and he was like, they're great, they're amazing talent, they're very passionate fans, and that we want, to make everyone happy, and we want to basically reach out to more wrestlers. So at this point, there's no talent that is known for the series, but we are going to start getting news soon because the taping for the first 8 NXT UK showings will go on sale June 29th. So, yay.
I don't know, because at first I was like, all right, well, this sounds kind of cool, but then I thought it was going to be that they were going to announce the TV deal, because that was the whole reason why it was on hold for so long, because they were trying to get this TV deal over in the UK, and they didn't mention anything about that. And so I'm assuming now we're only going to see these matches on the network. And then the fact that they rebranded, they have to change the name of even Dunn's title, because now it's NXT UK. It's not the WWE UK title. It's NXT's UK title.
But we're getting television with no broadcast details, but we're getting television.
What?
It's a television show.
But that's what I'm saying. Where?
We don't have the news. They don't have no win yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, again, it's just like, shoot, they're learning from 2K with their games and shit. At least with this, we didn't have to buy up front.
Oh, you can buy your tickets now. This is real.
Oh, well, that's different. That's different because that's a live show. So, and that's going to be live talent that's over there. But, you know, this gets into the whole topic of what we had posted for the story is like NXT's Money in the Bank. And it's proving that when they're deciding to rebrand other shows, NXT this, NXT that.
No, we're getting 8 shows in its first run that's already been booked and you can buy your tickets for right now. And they're live events that you can attend, and then they will be taped for NXT UK, which is the new series.
They're house shows.
No, these are okay. None of the NXT UK events that will air on the network are live. Okay? But it's their own show.
If it's taped, it's not live.
No, it's not live. But does that really
taped? No, but what I'm saying is that if it's it does in a way because so it's taped shows. Right. And you're saying that it's its own TV series. So it's its own network series of 8 shows. It's not, for example, right here, this is why I'm explaining this, because like NXT, we know as we have it, right? It's not a limited series. It just keeps going. So this is different though. This is like 8 shows. This is almost like Lucha Underground then.
It's unlimited, but for right now, they're going to put in that back order of 8. Once they have 8, they're going to keep continuing.
I don't know. We'll see.
It's planned to be, like NXT, but for the UK.
No, the way I see it is what they use the NXT logo is that they were going to do some kind of like cross promotion, cross branding. You're going to see wrestlers jump from NXT or NXT UK, sort of like how we see the UK guys in NXT now.
You might see that.
So that's what I'm picturing in my head, and that if originally, from those who remember, the original plan was that they were going to get a TV deal, and that's why it was on hold for so long, because they said that they were working out with a TV network station to show wrestling, and we didn't hear any of that. So I don't know if that's still a thing or not, because if not, this is just another WWE network show.
Yes, it's their own, because they couldn't get a TV deal, so they put it on the network. So in a way, we still win. Yay! Maybe.
We'll see.
Oh.
I mean, think about this. I mean, it's gonna. Yeah, I get it. It's gonna be great for that audience. And remember that from what they said, the reason why they were even making the UK belt is because they only tour. WWE only tours in the UK twice a year, and it's a long trip. It's an expensive trip. So they're like, what if we had a show and we used the local talent, and that's it? We save money from having to lug everybody over there. We develop new stars, and we give people what they want, a live event. So that was the whole point. So. We'll see. I mean, but in order for it to really flourish, they need to get some of those big names. They need to get people like Grado and stuff. They need to get some big names to stay there. I don't know if that's going to be possible, but we'll see.
Also, remember, Fox Sports 1 has 1 hour allotted time to WWE. So it could go there if they manage not to get canceled on Fox.
I don't know if they would go that route. If anything, they would probably want WWE's A team, which is the NXT show, because right now that's the only one producing something worth watching.
So much passion.
Yeah, that's my passion. That's my passion. My passion is for the indie scene, and it's that NXT. Like I said, NXT is the best indie promotion that money can buy right now.
Okay. Well, let's move to Australia. Okay, there's going to be a huge. It's how we had the greatest Royal Rumble. We're basically having the greatest Australian show. It's called the Super Showdown. On Saturday, October 6th, it's going to be at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, and it's going to feature the largest roster in WWE superstar and legends ever to appear in the country. Okay, the only match announced for the show right now is Triple H versus The Undertaker, because we need more Undertaker. Yay. Okay, so basically it's being advertised as one of the huge major events. It's going to have Ronda Rousey, Shawn Michaels, Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan, Big Show. And really big, point is that Shawn Michaels.
What you just said? Shawn Michaels is wrestling.
Yes, he's not wrestled since his formal retirement match. So, yay.
See, and I told people, I said he's gonna come back and wrestle. No, he's not. He's just training people. I'm like, he's gonna get that itch. He's gonna get that itch. And then what was it? I think it was this weekend or right before Money in the Bank. Triple H was interviewed by BBC, and he confirmed it. He was like, well, he's over there training, and he's got that itch. He feels he's inspired again to get back in the ring. And that's great if he can get to 100%. I don't know if it's possible. He is older, but think of the great matchups. We saw that table of 3, and AJ wished he could go against him if that was ever possible. And he brushed it off at that time. He's like, no, man, I'm done. Well, he's
there
back.
You go. It's the dream match we never dreamed.
Go. Now they just need to bring RVD back and make it a triple threat or something. There we go. And turn off the lights, throw in Sabu, fatal 4-way. What?
Oh no!
For that shit.
Yeah, no, that won't happen. So Sabu will be lucky if he can make it to the ring.
Oh,
that's cold.
That is.
That's mean. Good Lord. So, yeah, the event will stream live on the WWE Network and air worldwide on pay-per-view. Yay! The start time will be, for the network, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, mark in that date.
4 a.m. This is on a Thursday, you said?
That is on a Thursday.
Yeah, so basically, because that's like the whole Asian time. So by the time we wake up, shit's over, and you just watch it.
Yeah. And no, it's on a Thursday. Wait, what? No, the event is on a Saturday, October 6th. The June 28th is when the tickets go on sale.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
so
that's fine. Yeah. I'm sure Adam will stay up late for that to watch that event on Saturday / Sunday morning.
Yep.
I'm leaving you. So, in really weird news, Dr. Amon, remember the guy who tried to sue CM Punk and Colt Cabana for like $1 million? Basically, he got himself into his own trouble by basically when he had to submit his evidence into court, and he asked for several documents to remain sealed. Well, it was unsealed, I guess, because he lost. I'm not sure how it works in the courtroom. But basically, he has an ethical breach on top of his sheer sloppiness of the case he was trying to make. Remember, he was violating HIPAA privacy violations and incompetent record keeping. So he ended up harming his own reputation. And he might be looking at losing his license. It found out that he has been in a sexual relationship with Jillian Hall. Don't know where I get Michaels from. Jillian Hall for a while now. And it was during the time which he treated her. Now, the reason why this is such an issue.
Wait, is he still with her?
He's not with her anymore.
Okay.
But he met her during the WWE tryout events. And they started a relationship. And it continued, and she became his patient, and he played doctor. And the problem is that it violates a code of ethics and that it gives an inanimate power imbalance. And they're saying that it's a potential to cloud medical judgment. Okay.
But how do they know this? Like, that's the, is she, is she complaining? Is she complaining?
No, here's what happened. What happened was during the court, when you have to make your deposition and all your different cases, they ask you a bunch of questions. Have you been involved romantically with anyone, of your patient? Type of stuff? He said yes, but he also ordered that his answers be sealed. They were unsealed. And information out.
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it's going to go anywhere because it's not like she came out and said, yeah, I wasn't his patient, but I was a patient. Then he started touching me and then I just felt dirty and I went with it, because he made me feel like if I didn't, he can get me fired. But that didn't happen. So I don't see any problem here. I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Well, during the multiple depositions, we don't know right now, that he admitted his own self that he was in a relationship with Jillian while she was a performer. They were more than just friends.
Whoa.
And that their relationship,
Agent coitus, yeah.
Yeah, but it was also romantic though.
That's okay. Nothing wrong with that. Dr. Zhivago can love too. I don't see an issue here. He's human. He's gonna meet. If it's a patient or not. It's not like he did something, where she's like, "Oh, he's harassed me. He was my doctor first, and he touched me in my private parts." And then, no, it sounds like they just met while they were there. He is just a general, sports doctor. He's not her private doctor. He's just a doctor, in case they got bumps and bruises and stuff. He's the one that treats them. And so they hooked up. Shit happens, That's
more. He hooked up with a lot of other female wrestlers. Many who didn't make it out to, when they did the WWE tryouts, they didn't make it.
Okay.
And they continued the relationship. And they're saying that it further proves that he violates his obligations as a physician. He's more
going after him. Who's doing this? Who's going after him? Because somebody's building a case on him, and why? Because we know it's not Punk. Punk is done with all of that. So who's trying to?
This was the tactic that they was going to use if it to be brought up in court. But Amon was so sloppy with his arguments and his exhibits and everything else. Remember, he had the wrong exhibits and stuff during the trial. He just screwed everything up.
I don't know. I mean, especially the way WWE has been lately, where for no tolerance of any kind of bad drama publicity. I mean, they're gonna get rid of him. They'll just cut their losses.
Yeah. So sorry.
No, I was just saying. I think the only person that's untouchable behind the scenes is what's his name? Dunn? Is it Dunn? Who does
Dunn?
No.
Yes.
Who's the producer?
Oh yes, I know who you're talking about.
Kevin Dunn.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's the only person and it's because he also owns a large stake and stuff. But I think everybody else, they're expendable. That's it. One doctor. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Go.
Yeah. So also, Jillian Hall went and said this is absolutely true. It happened during the time that she was in Monday Night Raw, and it happened very, very frequently. Like they had a full-blown relationship that was just, she said it was romantic and sexual, and he agreed with that as well. But the problem is that you can't have the romantic relationships with your patients, they're saying, because, it distorts the objectivity in treating them. And so they can manipulate their patients and bamboozle them, such as if they want to see a second opinion, you're going to be like, well, I trust him because he loves me. So they're not going to do that. Also, they can manipulate the doctor and say, for example, giving them more pain medication. So they were going to use that in court, but it never really came up.
I don't buy any of this because he's not. That's not. I mean, we don't know. You see it laughing, but think about it. He is the general sports doctor. It's like when you're part of a team and you have the physio that's on the side. You go down, your knee hurts. He comes running out to take care of you. That's the same shit. This dude is just there for everybody.
No, he's doing it because that's his job, as opposed to him
Now, if
going
he's
out relationship.
but he's not her private physician. He's not the one that's giving her like those special checkups and doing all those things.
Special checkups during that time.
They're doing special checkups, but that's a pre-approved under, behind closed doors.
But he doesn't have prescriptions for half of the things he was writing. So he could have easily manipulated any of the.
All doctors do that shit. All doctors write those things.
I need a prescription.
You could easily get one. Just go to the doctor, tell him you feel dizzy. You're going to get all kinds of shit. They all do it. They all give prescriptions. Remember, haven't you heard with the whole thing with kids? Oh, my kid's overactive. Oh, we'll give him Adderall. Give him, it's like it's all about giving prescriptions, and nothing's actually solving the problem. They just want to keep giving them drugs. So I can't come down on him with that either. Because we've heard that from all the wrestlers they've had. Oh, I need painkillers. I'm in constant pain. Okay, where do you think they're getting all these pain pills? They're traveling all over the place. Well, we got Dr. Pills over here who's just like, check my backpack. So yeah. I'm not surprised. This is us dirty laundry that's coming out, but none of this surprises me. So
yeah. Well, that's everything that's happened so far.
Sounds good.
I mean, yeah, there's some little things. I mean, we still know that sort of came out. We heard that note that WWE is looking to pick up some of the NXT guys. They're looking to start. I mean, New Japan guys. They're looking to start poaching.
Well, they've been trying to poach Kenny Omega for the longest, which is why they was at E3 and they granted permission to do.
Yeah. Well, remember, like I said, the way they talk about it, they see him as one of their own.
And remember, he originally was started in WWE. And remember, he's
2009, and they showed his match. I saw his match on the network. It's on the network.
And they're trying to work out a deal so that they can be more. They want to do cross promotions. They're trying to get the Elite versus the New Day. They really want that to happen.
Some stuff like that happening, because that's the other thing though with the Young Bucks and the way they're really promoting themselves with the whole Elite. They're promoting themselves in an interesting way because it's not really linked to like with the Bullet Club, and it's not really linked with Ring of Honor and all that. It's like their own thing, just like the All In is their own thing. It's their own promotion, their own show.
Yeah,
that's living the real independent wrestler style right there. It's like, yeah, we're doing our own shit.
It's no different than what Zack Ryder did.
Remember yeah. I get it. Yeah, but the thing is that, for example, I was watching Ring of Honor this week, and there's a pay-per-view that's coming up. Forgot the name of it, but Young Bucks are on there and a bunch of other guys from Bullet Club and stuff. But during the same time, the announcers were also promoting the Young Bucks self-promotion pay-per-view of All In.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, wow. So they're willing to still be nice to them and say, hey, don't worry, we're going to drop the name of your private event that you're doing. And so it makes you wonder what kind of contract they have if it's an open to compete and do other things. I don't know, but I could see WWE wanting to work with them just to get the buzz, just to do that. It's like, hey, what, you don't want to sign with us full time? No problem. Let's just do these special events, and it's a win-win for everybody. How about this? You can charge the door, and we'll charge on the network side.
Right. But they've been doing that for a while because Omega drops in and out like almost weekly.
Where?
Between Ring of Honor and
because he has a contract with both.
Okay.
So he gets to do that whole little back and forth thing. And that's also the same thing with the Bullet Club and how that's owned by New Japan, but they still allow that to go on in Ring of Honor, which is why they have Ring of Honor members that are part of Bullet Club. But slowly what I've seen the pattern is a lot of these Bullet Club members, and this is smart. This is very smart because if only NWO did it, then it wouldn't have crashed and burned. These talents, because usually when you join a group, a big faction like this, you just become another number in the group. We saw that with NWO and WCW. I mean, there were so many members that you lost track, and it felt like every other person was a member. I remember when Buff Bagwell and everybody was joining, I'm like, they're just putting anybody in this shit now. But what I've noticed with the way Bullet Club is handling it, at least what I'm seeing with certain wrestlers here, they're really focusing on their individuality as a wrestler. they're still keeping special, like Marty Scurll, right? He's the guy who comes out, and that's why we hear the whoop whoop, whoop whoop, the too sweet whoop. That's for him. He comes out with the long nose mask, and he's got his umbrella and the top hat. He's got his gimmick. So when he comes out, it still announces that there's Bullet Club. This is a Bullet Club match, but he has his own music hitting. He's coming out in his own gimmick and his whole thing. He's not falling under the whole umbrella. But when they win their match, the theme music hits, the big Titantron screen they have says Bullet Club. You know what I mean? They're individuals in the group. And I think that's smart. Just in case it does fall apart. At least, hey, he's still Marty. You know what I mean? These are still the Young Bucks. Yeah. And that's great. Because when NWO fell apart, it's just everybody gave up their gimmicks and just jumped right into NWO, and everybody came down to the same damn music for years, and it's just like, who are you? You know what I mean? It's like, you're nobody. You're not special. Now, in this case, these guys are special. They're special members of Bullet Club, because still, Bullet Club has a shitload of members. There's a shitload of members. And people go, if you're bored, go on YouTube and type in the history of Bullet Club, and you'll see that shit is ongoing. I think the number is like 20-something, 30-something members they've had. So we'll see. But yeah, that was a big news. That was at least news to me, that WWE was trying to start poaching, because like you said, trying to do something with the Young Bucks stuff, and that could be a possibility of, playing nice and with Kenny Omega, and according to Bruce, and it's true. I mean, we see it with when what's her name, Michelle. Man, what's her last name? The one that just came back, that she got pregnant once she came back.
Oh, Michaela's not. No, her name is it? It's not Michelle.
No,
Maria Kanellis.
Maria Kanellis, right? And they called Mike Kanellis. He took her last name. Why'd they do that? They did it because they see her as being more marketable, because she was in their system. She was from them. That's the way they see it. It's like, you're alum. You're part of the family. And according to Bruce Pritchard, the way WWE sees Kenny Omega is the same way. He was in their developmental. He's in their thing. He was there for a few years. He's their guy. You know what I mean? That's so they feel like they're just, trying to play nice to lure him back. Plus, it doesn't hurt that, he's got mutual friends. Jericho. Vince really likes Jericho, trusts Jericho. Jericho's all about Kenny Omega. So we'll see. Same thing. He was all about Kevin Owens. And remember when Kevin Owens came, what did Jericho do? He said, hey, I want to feud with him. I'm going to help him get him over. And he did.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that was all him, because Vince has got his whole idea of the physique, of what he wants a superstar to look like. So,
yep.
We'll see. Okay. 2 other quick topics to get into. First and foremost, let's talk about NXT Takeover. I think we can all agree that was the better show this weekend, but just tell me what you guys liked and didn't like about the event. And I'll start with you first, Dana.
Yep.
We'll put you on the spot.
What?
Yeah.
Well, first off, the whole show was just magical. And it reminded me of Ring of Honor and New Japan Pro Wrestling, just on that type of level. First off, I have to say that that ending was so freaking beautiful. It was just that last match between Gargano and Ciampa was a match in psychology and story and just wrestling, and those two together, they're just incredible. It was the Chicago street fight, and everything just went, and they threw everything in there, and they feel the passion and everything, and it was crazy. So that right there was just my favorite of the entire night, which is a lot to say because I enjoyed the entire show. I was wide awake. The Undisputed Era, the Undisputed Era, and the other ones, I can't remember. Those two were good too. The first match, the Lorcan and Birch thing was nice, but that last match. Oh, also sorry, Ricochet and Velveteen Dream. Man, that was just magical. It was just great to see really 2 young guys who are able to not only just wrestle, but also to do those high spots. and you're just wondering, what's going to go up, what's going to happen, because anyone could have won. And here's the thing with me. I enjoyed it so much that I didn't care who won. I just knew that they was going to put on a really great match. So that also was just numbered. Maybe I would have to say probably, can it be even 1-1? So those were my number one picks. And also the whole Shayna Baszler and the Nikki Cross, that kind of fell through. To me, it was good, but it was also like, it was a little boring. Like, it could have been handled a little bit better. But I did like the fact that it was a psychological match and that it showed how Nikki Cross is the only one who can kind of get into the head of Shayna. So it kind of reminded me of Bray Wyatt a little bit. Shayna was like a little bit of, remember when Bray Wyatt and he had that thing with the New Day and how they was all freaked out and everything. So I think that Shayna is really great and unstoppable. So those were my top matches.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, I'll go next. Yeah, I believe that the Chicago Street Fight definitely was a highlight of the night, right alongside Ricochet and Velveteen Dream. I feel like they have successfully catapulted Ricochet onto bigger things, so I do imagine that eventually they'll have him in the NXT title picture, unless, of course, they decide to put him in the North American title picture instead. But that's still to be determined. But yeah, those two matches I feel were the best of the night. Aleister Black and Lars Sullivan. I did speak to Ricky during this match, and we did notice a few botches in this match. I don't necessarily, I'm still an Aleister Black fan. That's fine, but this match, I didn't really care for it too much. It still was a little bit better than some of the other matches, but yeah, it was okay. The Shayna Baszler Nikki Cross match, and I remember I spoke to Dana about this. Much like this match, as well as the tag match with the Undisputed Era, I felt these matches, we already knew what the outcome was going to be because it's pretty predictable. Shayna Baszler, they're building her up, and I would imagine they'll have her go against Kairi Sane at some point. Maybe that'll be the match they have at SummerSlam. Who knows? And then you have Undisputed Era. I mean, they're getting them ready for whoever is the other team that's up next, whether it's what is it? War Machine or War Raiders? Whatever. Yeah. Both horrible names for teams, by the way. But yeah, I would assume that's what they're doing with that. But overall, I thought the show was good. I'm not going to say it was better than some of the other NXT shows I've seen. And the one thing that I did say, another complaint I did have is Adam Cole, the last pay-per-view they introduced that North American title. So to see it not being defended at all in this particular event was very disappointing. Also the fact that you have EC3 sitting in the audience instead of competing. That was the only thing I didn't like, but obviously I guess they have bigger plans for these guys at the next Takeover, which is actually going to be more important because that's right around SummerSlam. So it's all right. But yeah, I thought it was a good show. Not the best Takeover, but still better than anything that I've seen on the main roster. So still a good show. So how about you, Adam?
Yeah, man, for me, the Velveteen Dream and Ricochet, that was the match, because the back and forth. But man, Ricochet doing that shooting the shooting star across the ring. Never seen that. Never seen that. I mean, you have to see from the distance angle. They had one close-up angle where from Velveteen's view of laying down, but still from the back angle to see him fly across, flipping backwards, and he landed it. And he landed with high knees in his face and his chest. It's like just to know, it's like, all right, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna roll all the way across the ring, and I'm gonna go do the shooting star, and you lift up your knees. What do you think of that? That's crazy. They went all out. That was a really fun match. I after this, I see Velveteen definitely getting called up. I don't want it. I don't think he needs it. I think they should just use NXT as a brand, because what we're seeing, these matches that we're seeing here, we're never gonna see on the main roster. And that's the thing. That's why I keep calling it like it's an indie promotion, because it really is. It's like it's part of WWE, but then it really doesn't feel like it's part of WWE. It's giving us all the great indie guy names that we want. We're like, man, what if this promotion get him? Well, they can't afford him. Why? WWE will buy that guy and they'll get him more. Well, they're doing it and they're giving us all these guys in one brand. That's amazing. You know, we're seeing all these amazing guys all in one. EC3 and you know, Adam Cole and all these names that are there now. You know, it's amazing. The last match, I gotta tell you, I wasn't looking forward to it. The Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, I'm like, again, just finish this feud already. But it was an old ECW type of event. It still bothers me that there's no color, there's no blood, and I feel if you're gonna do a street fight, you have to have color. It adds legitimacy to what you're showing, because they were showing some brutality. You know, throwing cans at each other's faces and slams and falling off the top of scaffolds and bank. I mean, any other show would have had a lot of color in there, and it would have been justified. People would expect, well, if this was a real fight, yeah, somebody would be bleeding right now. And the fact there was no color, that bothered me. But man, yeah, for those who didn't see that ending was a twist ending, one that you don't see often. You very rarely see. And then when I saw that ending, I just said, oh, what about Dreamer? Because that was a very Tommy Dreamer type thing. Tommy Dreamer, that's why they call him Dreamer, because supposedly he was supposed to never get the belt. He would always get close. He would get all these big matches, even the big matches that he was supposed to win, and he doesn't win. Something screws up. You know, he's always dreaming. And that's the way I sort of feel like with Johnny Gargano. You know, because he's so over with the crowd and they're cheering him and he was kicking ass and it was his choice. You know what I mean? That match could have ended technically. I mean, if you go through the story, it could have ended when they rolled this guy to the back, right? That would have been it. But no, he chooses to bring him in the ring and continue it. And then he gets caught, you know. But man, that was great storytelling. That was great storytelling. But where do you go from here? Because then it's like, is it over or is it not over? You know, I hope it is, because I mean, there's just so many matches that you could see like this. You know, but obviously they know each other for a long time. They've worked the other shows, other promotions together, and they know how to put on a good show. So that's what they wanted to do. They're like, hey, we can keep going. No different than when Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn made it to the main roster. We saw them do almost exactly all the same match types that they did when they were feuding in NXT. You know, because they know each other so well. And it is entertaining, but it's just after a while, like, all right, where's this going? But yeah, it was a great pay-per-view. It was fun. You know, I enjoy it. That's the thing. We can never say we're ever fully let down from an NXT Takeover event.
That's true.
There's always some quality on there. You know,
I agree.
And it's going to keep getting better. You know, they're signing a lot of big name stars, a lot of indie stars, and you saw them in the crowd. So.
Absolutely. And also, really quick about Velveteen Dream, he's not going to be in the main roster until after WrestleMania.
Okay. You know what? When I saw what's her name? When I saw oh shoot, what's her name? The one against Shayna. I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, you're talking about Nikki Cross.
When I saw her lose, I'm like, you know what? She would fit great with the whole Woken thing. You know, if they wanted to add a female to that group, she would be perfect. Because she's crazy.
Well, there's only one problem with that. She's already a part of Sanity.
That Sanity's no more, man.
Well, wait a minute.
That's gone. Sanity's gone. Sanity is gone. Now, they did clarify on their website, WWE.com, I guess they did clear up what happened with Authors of Pain, and it was some kind of visa issues that the guys were having. You know,
but that was fine and cleared up.
Yeah, no, it's cleared up. But now they got to figure out what to do. But that doesn't explain what's going on with Sanity.
No.
You know, so
yeah. Well, now that she has lost, I expect to see her with them sooner rather than later. But I don't know what because I mean I know the whole reason they wanted to keep her back was so that she can face Shayna. So we'll see.
But there wasn't much of a feud, right? This was it. This was their one match. It's not like with Velveteen and Ricochet. That was a legit feud. They fought, they tagged up, they did all the typical shit that you see when you're building up a feud.
Yeah, I mean, I think the real feud is in her feud with Kairi Sane because Well, it all depends. That or Dakota Kai, but I think the Dakota Kai thing has been put on hold for a little while. But yeah, obviously, I think she'll have a much better feud with either one of them than she had with Nikki Cross. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, so let's move on to the final topic for tonight, and obviously Dana's favorite show of this weekend. Money in the Bank 2018.
The struggle in
so I just want to make a quick. I want to go first on this one, and I will give a shout out to Eric Murrow in the chat because he said that Asuka and Nakamura were buried. Yes, they absolutely were buried last night, and that was a little painful to see, but I think we saw that coming. So in terms of what I thought about Money in the Bank, I thought the show overall very, very disappointing, very lackluster. There were a couple matches that I thought were decent. I'll say the AJ Styles Nakamura match is still, I think it was a good match. You know, I'm not going to say it was better than their Wrestle Kingdom match because it's going to be very hard to top that. But I will say it was better than the last couple matches they had in WWE. So, and the way it ended, you know, I laughed at the ending because Nakamura legit that jacked up at the end of that match. So that was entertaining to see, although very disappointing to know that they turned this guy heel and then you don't give him a belt. You don't really give him a chance to hold the belt and see what he can do. So maybe he will go after Jeff Hardy with the U.S. title, perhaps. That's what is next for him, I guess. We'll see.
Damn, that style clash from the step, man. I was like, oh
yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh, yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. Hey, it looked awesome on camera, though, so I got to give him credit.
Yeah, because I was like, well, I know in Japan he did it from the turnbuckle, the second turnbuckle. And I'm like, all right, well, maybe he'll do that. But I was thinking about this is probably worse because this is to the floor. This is to that mat. That mat, it's it's rubber. It's got mat, but I don't think it has that bounce, that give like the ring. So if anything, this is worse.
That's true.
Yeah, this could end real bad. Like, even if he didn't jump the distance, just a little bit could clip the forehead of the step to Nakamura's head. You know what I mean? It's like, oh.
That's true.
It could have went wrong, but it was fun.
But I have to admit, though, I like the bit of storytelling in the match where AJ was sure to kick him in the nuts before he did that move to bring it all back to when Nakamura kicked him in the nuts. So I like that little addition. But yeah, it was a fun match. A few other things I will say about Money in the Bank. I will say the Ronda Rousey Nia Jax match. I just want to say I appreciate the physicality in which Nia Jax beat down Ronda Rousey. They did not hold back in that match, and that was good. I was especially happy that Ronda didn't win. So that I did not have a problem with that cash in, and I'm glad. Now I am going to say something about the cash in a little while because I was very surprised Alexa Bliss won that. But that match, just the physicality of it, I enjoyed. It was not an excellent match, but I saw enough to be glad to say, okay, I'm glad that at least Ronda Rousey got beat down a little bit because I didn't really think it made sense to give her a belt that quick, let alone a title match. But that's my opinion. And yes, the final comment I will make in regards to the Money in the Bank matches. Okay, the men's match, I thought it was an okay match. A lot of great, interesting, fun spots in it. I did not think that Braun Strowman needed to win the briefcase to earn a title shot because I feel like Braun Strowman is already the guy that's over. When you look at all the other people that they have on Raw now, this guy is over. So I didn't understand why they said, well, he needs to have that briefcase because he could have just got a title shot at any time. But still glad that he won. It kind of gives me some hope that perhaps they will steer away from Reigns momentarily, But then again, as Ricky told me earlier, it'll probably just lead to Reigns getting a title match at WrestleMania next year against Strowman.
I got an idea for that one too.
What's that?
From what they were saying, and I mean, it's no surprise because we all heard it during the audio cuts. Brock doesn't like working with Braun. Remember he punched him? No, remember when he punched him and he was going to with him and he was so and it's happened a few times that they met. He doesn't like working with Braun. So in my mind, this is what I think. whatever next pay-per-view event that we see Brock come back. I think it's SummerSlam, right? He's coming back.
Maybe.
I don't know who his opponent. It doesn't matter. Let's say
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. All right. So if it's Roman Reigns, and let's say Roman wins that, it's going to be just like when Seth cashed in on him at a WrestleMania. I think that's when Braun comes out, then he'll do his move on him, give him these hands, and then he'll get the belt, bypassing any kind of interaction with Brock.
That's good.
You know, That's what I think is going to happen. You know, and then that'll always build up. So whenever Brock does come back, that's a big match. You know, if they have to force it down that, you know, everyone's still, and Brock has to do it. But from what they were saying, you know, he just doesn't like it. It's just that he's green. He's, you know, like Braun is still a little too stiff, and we've seen it. He gets a little sloppy in there, and he does here and there, and he could hurt people. It's possible, but he knows how to work the mic. He's way over with the crowd. You know, I enjoy watching him. You know, so it just fits this way because it can throw him in that spot as like, yeah, he just runs in and he can do it. You know, sort of like what we saw with Alexa Bliss, which was a great swerve. I don't think we've ever seen that where somebody wins it that night and cashes in that night.
Yeah, I actually don't. Maybe that has happened in the past. I can't really think at the moment when it has happened. But yeah, I'm glad it happened. I just I did not know they were going to give it to Alexa Bliss again, you know. So I'll give a shout out to Dana because her favorite team on Mixed Match Challenge, they were the ones that won Money in the Bank. So Braun and Alexa Bliss.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure they'll say something with that too. I'm sure they'll say something in the story. You know, but that's the thing. I don't know if, well, we didn't get to do the. I don't think we did we didn't get to do a prediction because of all the other stuff. But I was gonna bring up that I didn't see Ronda winning this, and the only reason why I didn't see it is because where do you go from here? You know, this was a call out, right? This was a call out. This is like one of the, hey, I want you because you're gonna be the big name. It's like the Rocky story, you know. It's like, I want you, come in. Apollo Crews calling on Rocky. Why? Everybody's talking about you, and they can't beat you. You're nobody. I can beat you. It was the same thing. So if she was to win, then where do you go from there? Because we still know she's green. You know, she still really doesn't know what she's doing in the ring. She has to, it's going to take time to get to that point. So then it's like you're rushing her. That's an instant rush job. That's a WCW type of rush job. So,
hey, well, they looking at the star power of Ronda, and they said
the star power was there of putting her in the match. Go ahead, put her in all these type of matches. Don't give her the title though, and this is the best way of doing it. You know, whoever it was, then it didn't have to be Bliss. Could have been anybody who had the money back. Come in, throw her around, then go in, beat up Nia, and then get the win. There you go. Throws her out of the picture. She was sort of involved, but she's not. But she's still up there, and she got to take bumps. That's what this was really about. It was showing that she can take bumps.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
You know? And it's funny because Nia Jax, she did a botched Samoan drop, just like when people were getting on Ronda Rousey when she did it to Stephanie. Did you see that when she went going off the rope and then it was like a weird angle and she like slammed on her side. It was horrible.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I did see that. I could tell. Okay, that was an error right there.
Yeah, it was an error. I was like, you know, well, there you go. They're both on making mistakes, but that's the way it is, and that's how you get better. And it was good. It was a fun match, you know. And she threw in a lot of her own little character, you know, taking that chance, like shaking her head, like, am I gonna get on the top turnbuckle? You know what? Fuck it, let me do it. You know, and you see her mouthing it too. You know, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I agree. So those are just some thoughts on the matches I enjoyed. As far as what I didn't like, I hate to put you on the spot, Adam. I did not like your boy Bobby Lashley's match with Sami Zayn, and I don't even know why that was even a match to begin with because we knew Bobby Lashley was going to destroy Sami.
Yeah, no, I actually didn't bother watching that. I think I went out to go get something to eat. Yeah, I didn't even bother. I knew that was a squash match. We knew that was going to be a squash from the very beginning with the whole, oh, let me talk about your sisters. Oh, you're going to do this weird physical challenge. Oh, this is fucking bullshit.
Yeah, no, I agree. Aside from that, two other quick things I will make, and then I will go to Dana next. The Seth Rollins versus Elias. I thought that match was okay. I have to say, I do not like every time Seth Rollins has a match with the selling of the knee. Oh, my knee is hurt, but I'm still competing. I'm getting tired of that. Now, tonight, obviously, for those that saw Monday Night Raw, you saw Seth Rollins lost the title to Dolph Ziggler. And they made that sort of like a definitive, that's it for Rollins with the IC title. Maybe he'll still get a rematch, obviously, at the next pay-per-view, but I think that's good because I don't think Seth Rollins should be competing for that IC title anyway. He needs to be going after the Universal title. That is, if Brock Lesnar ever decides to show up on TV again. But yeah, the match was good. You know, I like Seth Rollins, I like Elias, so it was a decent match. I'll say that much. But I'm tired of Rollins going with this leg thing. That has to be, you know, they need to reconsider trying other stuff with him in the future in these matches.
You know, I thought about that, and I was like, well, what if it really does hurt? What if it's one of those things where it's always going to be a nagging injury? Whenever he does anything, like any high spots, and he puts any real pressure, he sort of limps on it, and then he shakes it off. What if he really does have some weird issue with it, and that's just the way it is now?
Well, if that's the case, I don't know how much longer he's going to be wrestling if he keeps doing that stuff.
I mean, because usually with people that had these type of injuries, they come back with a knee brace, and they don't do any of those things. But he's refusing to wear a knee brace so he can do all his high spots. Yeah,
see that we'll have to see what happens with that. I hope nothing happens with him, but yeah, that's we'll just have to wait and see if that's what the case is or whether or not he's acting. I will have to pay attention to that in his matches moving forward. But yeah, final two things I'll say, then I'll go to Dana. Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal, that was by far the worst match of the night. And I'm glad that the crowd got into it with the CM Punk chants, chanting everything. But yeah, we expected that. Fully expected it.
He's so toxic. I feel bad for him now.
Yeah. Well, hey, I don't feel bad because, you know, he said he is the guy. He is.
Well, he's saying it because it's written in the script to say it. You know what I mean? It's like, it just sucks that he's in that spot. He needs just a whole new gimmick. He needs to go to NXT and redo something else just to try to rub this stench off, because the longer it goes, remember, I think I told you guys that I was watching when he eventually got pushed, the first push, which was at that Royal Rumble 2014.
Yeah.
Look at the year now. We're in 2018, and he's still hated now. You know what I mean? It's like he should be over by now. Yeah, people get pissy or whatever. It should have worked out. People are like, well, look at Cena. Cena could come out and do a promo. No one boos him. They let him talk, you know, because they know it's like, yeah, he's not the greatest in the ring, but he's entertaining.
Yeah.
He offers something else to the show. Roman doesn't. And so it's just getting worse and worse. The longer it goes on, the more people are just like, you know what, especially when there's so many good wrestlers around him, the quality is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
Like the whole thing of having him, remember when he was feuding with Braun, and Braun throwing him against the ambulance and doing all that stuff? That was done to make us feel sympathy for him. And people were like, nah, Braun is the beast. Look at him. Now I really like Braun. Right?
Yeah. Yeah,
you know, and then they tried it before with the Big Show, and still, I remember when the Big Show did his like choke slam to him on top of a car. Remember, and he did all this other stuff. He did some moves on top of a car. You know, it's like, oh man, poor Roman. Can he come back from this? No one gives a shit. No one cared. They're like, so what if he can't? Everybody, it doesn't matter, and it's sad, but he needs to be reworked. And you know, I think what it is Vince just likes challenges, and to him, this is a challenge.
Well, it doesn't help that this guy has the same Shield music, the same attire, no look,
no gimmick. That's it. It's the same shit. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So, same two moves. You know, still says he's the big dog, yet he's losing, and he's not the big dog. How do you lose that shit? Real quick, how do you lose a match, a title match, and then get a rematch at another pay-per-view saying, yeah, you deserve it? Are you kidding me? Well, it doesn't work the way, and then you lose that one, and you still come back the next week and say, I'm still the big dog.
Well, hey, we do know that he is going to get his rematch against Brock Lesnar, so that this is exactly the same pattern.
Because he beat Jinder, that's why now that automatically bumps him up.
Oh no! Well, on Monday Night Raw, Kurt Angle came out to announce they were going to announce when Brock Lesnar's next matches and who his opponent was, and then here comes Roman Reigns out to a chorus of boos, and then Bobby Lashley. So I think eventually we're going to see Bobby Lashley and Reigns have a match, and that will determine who should be the next one to get a shot. So
see, because even then, Bobby can win. Everybody else still get what they want with the Bobby and Brock, and then maybe Bobby wins. Right, fine, you get it because Brock has to leave, so Bobby gets the belt, and then Braun comes runs down and kicks his ass, and then that leads to a feud between them two.
Oh yeah, it can happen in any one of those ways. But
so since I didn't see that match, did he hold him up for the suplex, or did he wobble like at the Rumble?
Oh no, he held them up. The only reason he wobbled the last time is because he's picking up Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, that's a lot more weight to carry.
Yeah.
So, hey, no jokes against Kevin Owens. I love Kevin Owens.
Mentally jiggly.
Well, say what?
I said that Bobby Lashley was mentally jiggly. So while he wasn't physically jiggling around,
always got something. I mean, this is it. This was the promise. They brought him in, and he even said it in an interview. He didn't want to be a mid-carder. He didn't want to get juggled. If he was coming back, he wanted to be a top guy, and he wanted to have a legit run. And they're going to give it to him. Whether it's sustainable, and if he can get over with the crowd, it's a different story. But the crowd loves him. I mean, Dana doesn't love him, but the crowd
wants to see him.
Well, hold on a second. They love him. I don't remember hearing the reaction of some of those shows.
What fantasy world are you living in? Because
I'm living in a fantasy world that watched him on Impact and seeing the reaction there.
Oh, you're watching what was just desperate for some type of
the WWE universe just needs to just wake up a little bit and see him do his performance, and if they let him do him, it'll work out.
I find it interesting how you said that he did not want to be a mid-carder, because if he goes against Roman Reigns, I don't know if they're going to have him actually beat Roman Reigns, especially when Reigns is still the guy in Vince's eyes. So
no, because story-wise, Bobby Lashley Brock fight makes more sense only because of their outside activities. Bobby Lashley has a better MMA record than Brock, and they can sell that for the fight.
Well, I personally want to see that more than Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar again, because I'm tired of that same thing. So I would definitely approve of that.
And another reason why I think, because I think they could actually go stiff on each other. I think they would both agree to go stiff in a match.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah.
And Paul Heyman is good friends with Bobby Lashley and has been pushing for this for a long ass time. So he would help sell this fight, and we know he knows how to sell fights.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll see. Dana said no, but we'll see what happens.
Do you really want to think about what's your alternative? Another Roman match? Is that what you want, Dana?
You
want to see Roman
be unemployed right along with Bobby, and they can make it.
No, the Rolling Stones said it, but you can't always get what you want, and you can't get it this time. Pick Bobby or Roman, the SWAT team guy versus the muscle guy from the military.
That's easy.
Different stuff. If you actually allowed Roman to be Roman and you changed his gear, gave him a different gimmick, it would work. Bobby is unchangeable. The fans don't like him.
What?
I don't like him.
You let the fans for the universe, Dana? You speaking for the universe?
Oh, mankind right now. He sucks.
He doesn't suck. He just needs time to grow like a beautiful butterfly.
One, he's not like he can be like a big heel. I can't even take his voice seriously. Hi,
he's not
Bobby.
a heel. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy.
Even if you change his gimmick and you make him into this big, strong, domineering, wrestler, make him like Brock Lesnar or someone even greater. I can't take, hi, I'm Bobby Lashley. I'm going to kick your ass right now.
I looked up because I was like, I didn't remember his last match. So I looked it up. Did you know his last match was against Vince McMahon, and Vince pinned him to become the ECW champ?
Oh, man.
Okay. So with that said, he is definitely getting a big push, because this is like, oh, bad, we did you wrong. So listen, let's make this up, and that's why I think we're gonna see him get this big push. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But hey, he's gonna get a big push.
They had him to be they booked him wrong from the beginning. He can't wrestle, and he even demonstrated.
Oh, stop saying these bad things. Make it stop. Make it stop.
Hey, well, hey, we'll see what happens with Lashley. Yeah, we'll see. I'm actually going to let you, Dana, let us know what you liked and didn't like about Money in the Bank. And I know Bobby Lashley already you didn't like that. So what else did you or didn't you like about the show?
I have 4 sisters, and I'm in the military. Rawr!
That wasn't his choice. Oh man.
I can't. I'm sorry. I don't like him. I didn't like him during his original run. But okay, so really quickly, remember how you guys were saying and you were sure that somebody cashed in the Money in the Bank and the briefcase and won that same night?
Yeah.
He's not the first guy to do it. The first guy to do it was Kane. And he won the briefcase during 2010 Money in the Bank.
Ah, okay.
Oh, yeah. All right. There we go.
There you go. So, yeah, that's what it was. So for the show, one, I have to say, and to also say that I am someone who is apologetic, and I know when I'm wrong, and I will admit that I'm wrong. Ronda Rousey was amazing. She was just incredible. And I think that she was better than her WrestleMania debut.
Yeah.
That's good because that means she's getting better. I'm telling you.
And she's selling things. She sold that whole match. Well, I was like, oh my gosh, make it stop. But I wanted to see more. And the whole thing with her going on the top rope, and we didn't see that. I loved every single moment of it. But I hate that it was ruined by Alexa Bliss. But it was a perfect heel move. But I still hate that. And I want to see Alexa and Ronda, fight. And I want to see Ronda be booked properly because this whole time she wasn't. And you can see that she can wrestle now. So let her go on and be free and do wrestling things. So that was I would have to say, the top match of the night. Also, the women's ladder match was absolutely horrible. It was just and I was so happy to see, women and equality and WWE and them getting the same matches as men. But my God, they made equality look horrible. That whole situation was just trashy. It was like they didn't know what to do. And they was just confused. And it was just a cluster mess. And then you had Ellsworth came back.
Yeah.
And to me, again, that's another insult to women. Like, oh, remember last time when he did the whole money? No, it was the WrestleMania thing, right?
He got her the belt. He got her the belt.
Yeah, it was Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank ever women's ladder match, and that was ruined by a man coming in and making sure a woman won. And then now again, it was a man who, made sure a woman won. I hated it. I'm happy that he's living his life and that they're giving him money. He seems like a really great guy. He has a bunch of kids, so good for him on that aspect. But that's not how I wanted to see him at all. And I was confused because I thought he was like going with Gilbert and having matches and being happy with him. But I hope this is not a permanent thing. Every time there's some type of gimmick match with women and this happens. Also, just stop giving women gimmick matches because they don't know what to do.
This is just he was brought back just to give more heat to Carmella. That's it.
I hated it. I don't know. Bring back a more. That thing was just awful. But yeah, no, that was the worst. I would have to say. Also, you guys know about the whole Bobby Lashley. I hate it. But other than that, that was literally. Oh, and the Shinsuke. That was the best match. Was the Shinsuke and the Ronda Rousey. Shinsuke was just amazing. It was really nice to see them work together. And there was only one nut shot, and that was really great. And remember, even though you may hate that, that's the wrestler's decision. That's not creative. They have no involvement on how the matches go down aside from who wins. So that's all. So blame them.
Oh, no, I'm totally fine with that. I'm just curious to see who AJ Styles faces next. And my guess would be Samoa Joe unless someone else steps up to the plate.
WWE does not care about Samoa Joe. They do not care about
Money in the Bank.
Was it what?
She didn't like the men's Money in the Bank match. That was pretty good.
Oh, did I? Oh, that was good. I forgot who won.
Braun Strowman.
Braun won.
Oh gosh, yeah. See, there's been a lot of goodness. That was like a 5-hour show, guys. Plus, they did the Matt Hardy and the Jeff Hardy thing. So it was like 6 hours of wrestling. I can't remember anything. And then NXT was like 8. But yeah, the men's match was a good match too, and it was funny. And Braun, I loved how they just buried him, and then he like randomly popped up later. But that was a good match. I enjoyed that one very much so. And Braun didn't need to win, and neither did Alexa. They gave it to people who didn't need to win. I'm confused by that.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. But I guess and both people on Raw, by the way. So I did not like that, but I guess they have bigger plans for whoever's the SmackDown wrestlers. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
They don't. It was just awful. They really don't have any plans. They're just, if you ever notice, they have like 5,000 people on their roster, but they keep promoting the same 4 people. I mean, don't understand. What is the point of signing to anyone if you're only going to promote the same people? Ember Moon should have deserved at least some type of recognition. She was the only one with some type of sense to who knew how to put together a match. She should have won.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know who else was the rest in the men's ladder match, but someone other than Braun should have won.
Well, you had Rusev, you had the Miz, yes, you had Samoa Joe, and you had Kofi Kingston. Kofi,
he exists. Hi, you just like him in serving pancakes to people. Give him an actual title.
Damn.
Well, I guess we will never see that happen.
No, already.
Well, I was surprised that Kofi, because wasn't the rumor Big E? They were talking about doing a Big E push.
That was the rumor, Big E. Yep.
We're not getting any type of pushes that makes sense at all. So we'll get another Brock versus Braun, and the same 4 people. Alexa Bliss versus I don't know Sasha Banks or whatever.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
It's terrible.
So how about you, Adam? Well, what did you like and didn't like about Money in the Bank? You're the final one.
Yeah, no, all the stuff that I liked was toward the end. The Shinsuke AJ, that was fun. That was a fun. A lot of bumps, a lot of big bumps, a lot of laying down. Because that's what builds the whole intensity. It's like, oh, can they get up at the count of 10 and all that stuff? It was like, well, he took these same type of shots last week and he got up just fine, but now he's laying down. But whatever, it was fun. It was okay. I enjoyed it. For what it was. It was a lot of fun. People screaming and all that stuff. That was fun. The men's ladder matches, that was also fun. That's expected, though. You can see a lot of people getting tossed around. What was it? Seeing Kevin Owens get thrown off the top of the ladder through.
Oh, that was crazy. Yeah.
That was really crazy because that was a super high ladder, and who knows where he dropped, but he was out. That was their way of getting him out of that match, and that was cool. So got to see that. That was interesting. Who else? There was another big spot that was in that match. And somebody got taken out. Oh man, what was it? But
maybe it was just Braun Strowman destroying everything in sight.
Well, that was the thing. He was born, and even seeing, and that's the thing. At first, I was like, I don't know if he's gonna win this, only because he's so damn big, and to see him climb a ladder looks, I don't know, it just doesn't look practical. It looks like, oh shit, that ladder's just gonna break. He's too heavy. They do have weight limits. It's like. How is that possible? We didn't talk about it, but when they did the go home, remember Raw, and everyone that was participants in the men and females, they were all standing on ladders in the ring, and I was like, this is the most cheesiest shit I've ever seen. Why are you doing that? Oh, the other hide spot was when what's his? Oh my God, Finn Balor, when he set up the ladder from the outside, and he did his
stomp
from the outside into the ring, the coup de grace to go in the ring. That was awesome.
Yeah, Finn Balor was put in there for to be another worker to help the match look good, but we knew he wasn't going to win that match.
Yeah. But I made it look good, still made him look good, and that's the thing with these type of matches. It's like, well, everybody sort of looks good at the end because it's not a pin type match. It's whoever can get a briefcase first. So it's like, okay, well, he didn't lay down for me. He's not the one out of all the 5 to get pinned. Not one of those elimination matches.
Yeah.
But it was fun. I don't like the Miz. So that was the one loose spot. Kofi makes sense because Kofi's good with high spots also. And since they already had a big man, which was Braun, I guess that's why they decided to go the route they did. But yeah, that was a good match. That was a good match. All the other matches, didn't care. But I knew I wasn't going to care much about any of the other ones. For me, and it's always like that, it's NXT. The NXT shows are always the ones I look forward to.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's just the way it is now. Until they make some serious changes with how they're treating their rosters, I'll keep saying it's not about the talent. They have the talent. It's just how they're booked and the stories. It's just the same old, same old. I'm tired of seeing the same old people fight over and over again. And they're like, oh, well, that's a story. No, it's not. It's boring feuds.
Absolutely.
Did a Hardy and them have a match? Did Bray?
Nope.
Did they? No, right?
Nope.
And I'm like, those are your tag champs. Usually your titles are always on the line at these events. And nope.
So one thing I will say real quick about that. Yeah, they didn't have a match. I find it interesting how Almas didn't have a match, wasn't even in the pre-match. And I mean, these are the people that you've just introduced to the main roster. So this issue about how they're using the card now, that it's the joint cards going to be moving forward, the joint pay-per-views, that they're going to run into some issues with that. And I'm curious to see who gets used for the next pay-per-view, which is coming up next month. So we'll see. Yeah, cause for concern. But any final thoughts before we wrap up tonight's show?
Oh yeah, I got one. Watch Lucha Underground, people. That shit came back, and it had Aztec Warfare, which is their version of Royal Rumble, but you can also get pinned. So, in fact, I think that's the only way you get eliminated, because over the top doesn't matter. It's just by pin or submission. That was pretty fun because, damn, I don't want to spoil it, but there is one big surprise. Tommy Dreamer's there. There's a lot of other surprises, but Tommy Dreamer, get to see that.
Oh no, you spoiled it for everybody now.
No, there's other people. It was a bunch of other people, but he's just one. That's just a teaser, so maybe you guys will run out and go watch it. So
sounds good. Yes. All right, so that wraps up our quick show for this evening, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you all for listening and for your continued support. Dana, do you have any shout outs that you would like to give?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to the listeners and everyone who pays attention to us. And also the New Japan Pro Wrestling is having their G1 Climax, which is like a month-long situation, which is going to be 20-man tournament. So watch that, because that's great.
Absolutely. That sounds awesome. How about you, Mr. Adam Vale? You have any shout outs that you want to give?
Yeah, shout outs to you, everybody, Gary at the Koalition, and of course the Throwdown crew. I think they were doing another Q&A today and trying to catch up from all the other stuff because we did the E3 special yesterday. So just a lot going on, but hopefully things get back to normal. And yeah, just shout out to everybody watching and listening later on. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of wrestling, a lot of mumble jumble talk, but it's fun, right? So enjoy.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yes, and I want to give a shout out to all the listeners as well as the Patreon supporters. We appreciate your continued support, and we will be back again for another show soon. So stay tuned. Talk to you all later, and have a good evening.